everybody. Welcome to my vlog. I'm just gathering some things up so I can pin my hair up. I need my little tiny hairbrush. It is December 9th. I thought by this time, and I should know better living in Florida my entire life, I thought that I would be able to start wearing these, you know, at least once. But not today. It's a beautiful day. If we had a June day like this, it would be a perfect day for a picnic. It's a perfect day for a picnic now, but it's a work day, so no picnics. But I want to wear these, so I'm just waiting for that cool weather. I'm trying to find my little hairbrush. Is this it? No, that's mascara. Well, use a comb then. I want to put my hair up. I'm thinking about putting this in, but I think I need to color my hair again before I can put this in. Because these are so easy and I love them, but yeah, it's not really a match today. I need to color my hair golden brown, and then that'll fit nice. But I wanted to show y'all something. Where did it go? Be right back. I'm sure everybody who uses makeup is already aware of this and has already used this, but this angel veil, I am in love with it. I am in love with it. And I don't know if you can actually physically see a difference, but I feel a difference when I use it. So I use it kind of as a pre-foundation. I guess a primer, if you will. But it looks like that. I made a little bit of a mess. But it is so silky and smooth without feeling greasy. Like, I don't know, can you tell the difference between my two hands? I think I can tell a slight difference. But it's so nice and it's not greasy. And so let's put some on. All over. I want to cover my face with it. I should just do one side, but I can't do that because I can't be lopsided. I can't even stand it being on my one hand. I gotta rub a little on the other hand. So I know people are like probably watching this cringing, like that's not how you do it, but it's how I do it. So, but it feels so smooth and good, you know, it just feels so nice because it's not greasy. But it's still silky. I don't even know if you can tell a difference, but I can feel a difference. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work with this hair color. I need to color my hair. So, but I do really need to get in here with my wig comb and comb out some of the tangles. It is a little tangled up. I don't understand how it gets tangled up just sitting there, but obviously it happens. So I put that on, and then I'm gonna do makeup. I do a little foundation, but I'm just gonna do some eyeshadow for right now. So I'm doing this real quick because I gotta get to work. But I wanted to share a little story time with y'all. So I used to work, I'm gonna use the cinnamon toast crunch palette, I think. Am I? No, I'm not gonna use that. I'm gonna use, oh no, I'm gonna use this again. I haven't used this but once. So I'm gonna use it again. My Too Faced You Drive Me Crazy palette. See, sis. But anyway, I wanted to share a story time with y'all. I used to work at a hospital, and hospitals attract, and I know people, I don't know how to say this without sounding like a bitch, but hospitals tend to attract strange people. I mean, I know everybody gets sick, everybody uses hospitals, but there are people that will actually come and just hang out in a hospital. It's so weird to me. And so I worked in, oh shit, you know, I can just say where I worked and everything. I don't work there anymore. I don't give a shit about those people that do work there. I used to work in the medical records department of a hospital, and I would process medical records requests for like lawyers and doctors' offices and insurance companies, and I would respond to subpoenas, and when patients would walk in, we'd give them their records for a fee. Pursuant to Florida Statute 395.3025, we can charge up to $1 per page for medical records, and that's what we charge. We charge $1 per page for medical records. Okay? You don't have to like it. The law states we can do that, and we did that. Florida Statute 395.3025, look it up if you don't believe me. And it was funny because when people would argue with me, I would say, pursuant to Florida Statute 395.3025, we can charge $1 per page for medical records. And once you start spitting out statutes, they kind of stop arguing with you. They're like, oh, well, shit. So one day, this person came in there, and let me tell you, this is not the first time I had this issue with somebody, but this woman came in, she wanted all of her medical records. I'm like, well, what specifically do you need? Because we do charge $1 per page. And she says, well, I was in the hospital for about a week, so I just need everything from that visit. And I'm like, it's $1 per page. She goes, what, it should be like 2 or 3 pages. I'm like, for your entire medical record, for a week stay, it's gonna be, that can easily be in the thousands depending on what you were here for, and it is $1 per page. And she's like, so what, that'll be like $10? Like, no ma'am, it's $1 per page. And she was like, well, can I get an amount? Can I know? She was asking for an estimate basically, but she didn't know how to ask for an estimate. I said, sure, let me get in here. And I look, and you could send it to a virtual printer or something like that to see how many pages it is. And she wasn't in the hospital for a week. She was in the hospital for a little over 24 hours, but it was still like 600 pages. So I said, it's gonna be 600 pages, so that's gonna be $600. And she goes, it should only be like $6 if it's $1 per page. And I was like, oh boy. No, it's $1 per page, 600 pages. It'll be $600, $1 per page. I don't understand why it's not just $6. Because it is 600 pages and it is $1 per page. And she wasn't getting it. And I said, why don't I just give you an abstract and I won't charge you for it? She goes, well, what's an abstract? And I'm like, it's just like a summary of your visit. It's all your test results, if you had any tests done, and doctor's notes. And she's like, okay, I'll take that. And that ended up being like just a couple pages, you know. And I just gave it to her. And she goes, so if I come back for it again, I can get this for free? And I, no, this is a one-time thing. It ended up being like 6 pages or something. It wasn't a whole lot. They're like, no, this is one time. You come back for it again, you'll be charged for it. And she was like, oh. And then she just left the papers that I was giving her, and then she just left. Like, okay. So let me advise you, if you don't know anything about obtaining your medical records, and then somebody tells you one day, you should get a copy of your medical records. All you need is an abstract. And I'm pretty sure it's a law now that every facility has to do this, but you should be able to get it all virtually now, what you would need. Because you don't need all the progress notes. You don't need all the orders. Orders can be orders, and the medicine administration reports. That makes up the biggest part of a record, of a medical record, and it can go into the thousands. You don't need all that. You don't need the progress notes. You need a discharge summary, maybe. You need history and physical, maybe. Your test results and any kind of radiology reports, anything like that. That's all you as a regular person would ever really need. if your insurance company or a lawyer or whoever needs it and they want everything, they'll request it for you. Now, a lawyer is going to make you pay for them one way or another. But you don't need to go into a hospital and ask for every single page of your medical records. There's no reason you would ever need all those documents. Personally, they're not going to help you. Like I said, the only thing that's going to help you is what we would call an abstract. So just ask for that. If you ever need your medical records for, like, just you want a personal copy for yourself, all you need is an abstract of your visit. And that's going to include any information you would need to provide your doctor. Like, say you get ill. You're fine now. You've never had to get medical records before, but you're ill now. And you want a copy of your records just to keep, just in case. If they don't give you anything when you leave the hospital, give them a few days to complete your record. Go in and say, can I get an abstract of my medical records? If they're, a lot of times, at least it's been my experience, they won't even charge for that, but sometimes they will. And depending on the length of your visit, an abstract can be lengthy. It depends on what tests they did. But you do not need your entire record. You just don't. Like I said, if it's needed for insurance or legal purposes, those entities will obtain it for you. And like I said, you will pay for it one way or the other, but, don't bother yourself with doing it. Yeah, so she didn't understand $1 per page. Then one time when I worked at the hospital, I got a lot of hospital stories because this place, the people that work there are shitty people, I swear to God. The people that weren't shitty no longer work there. But I was going to the cafeteria, so I walked out of my office and I was walking over to the cafeteria, and there was this woman. She had a food container in one hand and a drink in the other hand, and she was in a wheelchair, and she was trying to use one working foot and one barely working foot to kind of maneuver around. And I see nurses and techs and everybody just walking by her going to the cafeteria. And I'm like, does nobody see this woman struggling? So I'm heading to the bathroom, but I'm like, well, I can't leave her like this. So I say, ma'am, do you need any help? And she goes, oh, yes, please. So I walk over and I just kind of look at everybody speeding by her. I'm like, it's clear no one else is going to offer to help you, so let me help you. And this one nurse looked at me like, oh. And I was like, help her. You help people. Your job is to help people. If your job is to help people while you're only on the clock or whatever, then you're in the wrong business. Because just fucking help a person because they need help. Like, why do you need to be reimbursed for it? Anyway, that was a short story. But she was so appreciative that I helped her. She's like, I was so scared no one was going to help me and I was going to lose my food. And so I wheel her outside, and I'm like, do you have someone coming to pick you up? And she goes, yes, ma'am. And I offered to stay with her. And she goes, no, that's okay. So I don't understand. Just help people. When you see someone that needs help, help them. How freaking hard is it? Anywho. And it's something else that drove me crazy about that job is, and this is probably, ladies, you can probably sympathize with me, is, let's say I'm walking down the hall, okay, and there's a man that works at the hospital walking down the hall, and he walks past two men that work at the hospital. He's like, hi, how are you? Hello, Mr. Whatever. Hello, sir. Then he gets up to me, or any woman I've noticed, like, hey, why not just address me in the same way you addressed the gentleman you just walked past? Why does it have to be sexualized to address me? And I know if some guy is watching this, they're probably getting offended, like they're just trying to make you feel good, or they're just being nice. That's not fucking nice. It's degrading. It's degrading. Treat me like the professional you treated the other two people as. Just saying, it's really annoying. It's just annoying. Aggravating. So I got to the point to where I just stopped. I wouldn't respond at all. I would be like, hey. But then I was just like, I just stuck my nose in the air and was like, you know what? If they can't address me like I'm a professional, then they don't get to speak to me at all. But there were a couple women in the office that liked being talked to that way. And so they assumed it was okay. There was one man that worked there. I think he still works there. He would always be like, hello, Dawn, how are you? That would be how he would greet me. And that's, we're on Facebook together, and that's how he speaks to me on Facebook. Hi, how are you? You know, not that we talk like that, but like, you know, he just treats me with respect is basically what I'm trying to say. And I don't understand. It's not hard. It doesn't seem like he struggles with it at all. He just treats me with respect. What is this? This is... But anyway, that was going someplace dark, but I want to be treated decent, you know. And what's funny is, if my husband was with me or something, they didn't talk like that. They didn't go, hey, 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 mama. They didn't do any of that when my husband was around. So I know they're capable of being respectful. When my husband was around, it's hi, Dawn, and then continue walking. You know, there was no... Anyway, it was annoying. It annoyed me. Maybe I'm being sensitive, but it annoyed me. But I know they did it because there were a few women in the office that allowed that type of thing. So, anyway. But, yeah, that's it for this video. I just thought I'd get ready, talk to y'all for a little while, share a little story, or two. I have a million more hospital stories, so I can tell you stories about those bitches in that office. And what's funny is I know some of them hate watch my videos, so this is for you girls. Yeah, they weren't all horrible. There was like one or two that was perfectly fine, but for the most part, they were just awful people. Awful people. And I don't have to work with them anymore. So, yeah. I work with great people now. There's no bothering me. There's no harassment. There's no loud bitch in the corner going, there was a loud bitch in the office that her mouth, her talking sounded like, you know how in Dumb and Dumber, when they're like, you want to hear the world's most annoying sound? They should just play a clip of her speaking, and that'll be it. But anyway, that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to everyone later. Bye!